in Nebraska at my pickup location, and you see outside my window are the cattle trailers that haul the cattle, and they are coming here to meet their demise, and I'm very sad about that. I was passing trailers with cows just sitting on there, and I don't know, just saying a prayer for the cows. I feel so bad for them. I want to like rescue a cow. Anyways, guys, talk to you later. Everybody, Tiny House Dreaming here. It's Friday, about 6 o'clock in the evening. I'm here in, what is this place called? Like, I want to say Jacksonville, Illinois, but I don't actually think it's Jacksonville, Illinois. Somethingville, Illinois, right outside of Missouri. I made it here this morning at like 8:50-ish in the morning. I've taken my 10-hour break. I am actually ahead of time on the load that I'm taking, where first I stopped in Pennsylvania, then Rhode Island. So I'm going to head in, take a shower real quick, then I'll need to fuel up, and then I'll get back on the road and try to do another 500 miles. I drove about 500 miles this morning. Well, through the night. Like, I finally got loaded in Nebraska about 12:30 is when I pulled out of the shipper's property and just started driving. And like I said, I finished about 8:50 this morning. I got 500 miles. I'm going to try to do another 500 tonight. And then when I stop for the night, I will only have about 250 to go. At this point, when I started, I had about 1,220 miles, and right now I have 758 miles or something, right under 760 miles to go. So, and I don't have to be there until Sunday morning at 7 a.m. is my appointment time. So I'm definitely ahead of schedule, which it feels good to not have to rush. But, you know, I want to keep with I have a timeline. I want to get to the shippers early so I can start my 10-hour break before I actually pull in for my appointment time. So by the time I get unloaded, I'll have a fresh clock, because I only have 24 hours to get over to Rhode Island from Pennsylvania. And I think it's only like 412 miles or something like that. So it's not a lot. It's like definitely doable in, well, it depends on what time I get unloaded, because I will be going like through New York and New Jersey over some bridge. I think the George Washington Bridge. Thank you, Keith, so much for helping me via text message, telling me like which route and to not worry too much, because I am kind of a little bit of anxiety going into Rhode Island, just because I really don't want to go through like New York and New Jersey. Like, if I get a load to New York and New Jersey, I think I'll probably decline that load, just because I have no, while I don't hate New York and New Jersey, nothing personal. Actually, my mom used to live in New Jersey, so I went and visited, and it's lovely places, lovely states, but I have no desire to drive through those states or have anything to do with those states in a big truck. So if I ever get a load there, I don't really think they could pay me enough to like deal with the burden of having to deal with like traffic and small tight spaces, and just no. So yeah, hopefully 24 hours will be doable for me to get from Pennsylvania to Rhode Island. I will not speak too quickly because I have not been that far east yet. So I really don't know what I'm going to be up against. This will be a learning experience, but I definitely do want to deliver this load on time. And that's my goal. But anyways, I'm going to go in here, take my shower, guys. I hope everybody's having a good day. I might check in with you guys once more before I pull out of this Loves that I'm at. Because again, with Prime, I'm like automatically platinum status. I'm dropping nickels on the ground. Yeah, I'm automatically platinum status, so I get free showers, so why not utilize them? Plus, Loves is like pretty cheap compared to Flying J and Pilot and TA and Petro, with this new like additional discount that they have worked out with Prime. So this is my preferred fuel stop. And like their showers and stuff are cool. So people say they complain about the parking not being as big as like a Pilot or Love's or whatever. I mean, I did come here in the morning, but you can see my truck, two tanks right there. I got a nice parking right in the front, so I'm not complaining. Maybe I'm sure there'll be times where it is full, but it is what it is. Like, you know what you're up against when you stop late and know that lots will be full. So it's just up to you to make the best of it. But I will talk to you guys later. I feel sticky and sweaty. Hope everybody's having a good day, and I'm gonna go get clean. I made it out of the shower. Somehow I always seem to get my shirt all wet from my hair. Like, that's the bad thing about having long hair, is that something has to dry it. But anyways, I feel good. I feel clean. Woo! One of my subscribers asked me for the name of these Nikes. I can't find my shoebox. I had seen you at the terminal. You asked me. I said I would find the shoebox and text it to you. But I can't find my shoebox. I don't know what happened to it. It might be back in California. If I ever come across it, I will text it to you. But don't sit and wait, because I don't know where it's at offhand. But look at my poor truck. It is so filthy. I don't know if you guys can tell how dirty it is, but it's filthy. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna get fuel. Well, I'm gonna go buy bottles of water first, get fuel, and then I'll talk to you guys maybe at my next stop. Hope everybody has a good night. Hey guys, Tiny House Dreaming. It's Sunday morning, like 8 o'clock in the morning. And I made it to the shipper, the first one, or the receiver. Where am I at? Greencastle, Pennsylvania. I just finished paying the lumper. They have unloaded my truck. Now I have to couple back to it. This place makes you uncouple. Slide my tandems forward and go find a truck stop to take my 10-hour break, and then head to Rhode Island after that. So I just wanted to check in with you guys. Again, trying to make my shortcuts. I'm debating. I was gonna show you guys like the tandems and the right weight, and how to slide the tandems and how that changes your weight. But I don't know that I should do it here. I don't know, maybe. I'll see what happens. I'm gonna couple up to the truck though, because I can't show you anything even if I decide to until I'm actually hooked up. So I'll be back, maybe. Guys, I'm back. Haven't coupled to the truck yet, or to the trailer. But I figured I would show you guys the macro that you have to do when you drop. And for me, I have 2 deliveries, but it's the same process every time you depart a shipper or receiver. You have to fill out Prime's macro. I don't know if you guys, it's like backwards, I think, for you guys. But like, you fill in, like I had to pay a lumper $89. You fill in the weight, the pieces, the bill of lading, the seal number, when you got unloaded. So today's the 15th. You don't have to put the time. But this is what you have to do every load. And when you get to a shipper or receiver, you have to do an arrival call. So if you ever hear drivers talk about doing a macro, that's what they're talking about. And then I'll also have to put another seal on and lock my trailer back up, because I still have product back there. But you do have to note the seal number on the macro. It's asking me what seal number am I leaving out with. So that's what I'm going to put here, 366617. Yep. And you don't want to actually do this until you like check out of the guards gate. So I'll wait, but at least it's all filled out. That's usually what I do. I kind of get it all filled out, so as soon as I pull out of the gate, I'll hit send, but I don't have to like sit in the way of anybody else behind me trying to get out. I won't be sitting there, but you don't want to get too far before you send this, because this is how they keep track and like know if they can build detention or whatever, because you send one when you first get to the shipper or receiver or wherever you're, you know, whichever location you're at. You let them know that you arrived there, and there's like a let me see if I can show you. There's a yeah, here you go. See how it shows a longitude and latitude, so they know that you're actually like, this kind of shows them that you're not late, what time you got there, and it makes them know that you are actually there because of the longitude, latitude. Like if you try to do it a mile because you're running late, like it'll know if somebody actually like pulls up the coordinates that you were not actually on the property of the shipper or receiver, wherever you are. But this way, if the shipper or receiver or something, I guess, tries to argue like that, no, they didn't come at this time, they have the coordinates that I don't put in or the driver doesn't put in, the Qualcomm, based on your truck's GPS, automatically fills that field in. But that's why you do it, and it lets them know how long you've actually sat on the property. So if they're able to bill for detention, which most shippers I think are able to, like they're able to bill the shippers if you're sitting there for so long. And I think the length of time just is dependent on the shipper or receiver or whatever, and like what they might be contracted with Prime, like, you know, certain time periods. But since you do that arrival call and you do the departure macro, not call, arrival macro and departure macro, they're able to see or know how many hours or what have you that you spent on the property. In my case, I don't think this trip is going to have detention because I was like literally, they took less than an hour to unload their part of the products off the trailer. So it was pretty quick. No complaints from me, and I don't think I was here long enough for detention to matter. But you have to do that. It's not your call of, oh, I was here so long, so I'm going to do it or not do it. You do those macros regardless every single time. And on the back end, like, I don't know who takes care of that dispatch or whatever, they know to either build a company for detention. You do have a detention stamp. I showed you guys, like, when I first got my company truck. It's over there. I don't feel like getting it out. I'm lazy. I've been driving all night, so I'm just tired. But as the driver, if you've been there, like some drivers say 2 hours, some people say 4 hours. I kind of just gauge it. But if you've been somewhere a long time, you can stamp the detention stamp and you fill out like what time you got there, what time you're leaving. And that also helps Prime, but they also can fall back on this arrival and departure macro as well. But of course, the macro is not actually on your bill. So the detention stamp is for purposes of actually stamping your bills. And then you fill in all the information that it's asking on the detention stamp. There's like maybe 7 lines or something. And you fill in the information so they actually have it on the bills as a record. And, you know, macro is, I don't know how they pull the macro up on their end, but it's not actually on the physical bill. So that's why they have to stamp. But I'm going to go ahead and couple. I guess I can show you guys how to slide the tandems and check your white weight. My load is only half a load, so I know it's not going to be overweight, but I'll show you guys, like I'll pull the pin and show you guys the right weight system just so you can get an idea. Ideally, it would be good to also come back and show you guys one that might be overweight with the tandem slid all the way back, and then kind of show you how as you slide the tandems forward, it changes the weight distribution to make you underweight. But this load, because it's only a half a load, I was already underweight with the full trailer, so I'm going to definitely be underweight with half a trailer. But at least you guys can get a sense of what it is, like what the tandems are and how the right weight works on the trailer, as well as in the tractor. Let me see, I can't see what you guys are seeing. So there's in the tractor right weight. This is letting you know how much weight is on the axles of the tires that are hooked, you know, part of the tractor that's like underneath my bed area. Well, actually, no, they're further back than that. But, and then on the trailer, there's another right weight that tells you the weight that's on the trailer axles, that's what I'm going to show you. So I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so I coupled to the trailer. I put my glad hands on. I pulled up a little bit because I want to also be able to close the back doors, put the seal on, put my lock on, and what am I trying to say? Oh, and then I also need to slide my trailer is going to end up going backwards to get my wheels to be up closer, so I needed to create the space for that as well. But when you're sliding your tandems, what you want to do is your trailer brake, you want it out, so because that means it's engaged, and that means that the trailer wheels will stay in place, so that's what allows you to roll up or back. And then when you're driving, you apply, you push in your trailer brake, your tractor brake, and that allows you to move back and forth. But your trailer brake applied will keep your trailer wheels still and locked in place. That way you can actually slide your tandems. If you push this in, then your wheels are just going to roll, and you're literally just going to be rolling up and you're back and forth. You're not going to be sliding your tandem. So you always want to make sure that you have this pulled out. So it's pulled out, this is pushed in. You also want to, can you guys see what I'm seeing? You want to make sure that you have the air pressure built up before you go try to pull your tandem release. I think it's called like release pin or release lever. I'll show you guys, but if your air pressure is not all the way built up, then your pins might not disengage. So my air pressure is built up enough, so let's go pull the release lever, and I'll show you guys how the pins actually pop. I probably should have brought my locking stuff back here. That would have probably been helpful. Okay, so yes, you guys can see everything. That's one pin. That's what the pins look like. These are the holes that you're trying to slide in from one hole into a different hole. What I'm gonna do is, if you see how these trailer tires are all the way, well, not all the way, but they're to the rear of the truck, I want them to scoot up. So when I'm done, they're gonna be about right here, close to the skirt. So what you do with the air pressure built up is you pull this pin right here, and you see how the tandem pins pulled in. The air pressure was built up enough where it pulled the pins in. Really quick, I'm going to close my trailer doors because I do have product in there and I am losing temperature. And I'll just have to walk back and reseal it, or seal it and lock it. So you guys can see how they left, I don't know if you can see that, but they left product in there. That's what's going to the next. And I think a forklift, this tractor was, this trailer was messed up, and like on the outside there's a big taped gash. I think it looks like what might have happened is somebody on a forklift like ran the forklift through it. But I don't have my pants tied like every time I've been down. Okay. All right. Okay guys, so doors are closed. I think I actually might wait till I get to the gate to like seal it and relock it, just in case. I don't know if the guard here requires to look in it or not, but that seal's metal. You can't break the seal once it's on there, so I think I'll wait. But anyways, the tandem pin's pulled, so I'm going to slide back and then I'll take you guys back out and you'll be able to see how I'll show you the right weight when I slide them back. I was going to show you in the beginning and the end so you could see how it changed a little bit, but whatever. Either way, I'm not overweight. So I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so I just actually moved the tractor back, so I was able to slide them. What you have to do to lock the pins back in place, because they're still in, like, so they're not actually out of the hole yet, is you have to push your tractor brake, or sorry, your trailer brake in, and then pull it back out. And then what you do is you go forward a little bit, and you'll be able to hear them pop. Like, you won't hear them, but I can hear them as the driver. I'll hear them pop back in. Actually, look at my hand. See, this is why you wear gloves. I have grease on my hand. It's disgusting. Okay guys, so let me show you how now the wheels are, see how they're right by the skirt now, and they're way further away from the back like they just were. So that's where sliding your tandems, I slid into, like right now, how earlier you could, there was a big gap. Now look how close I am to the skirt. And so this is your white weight system. So you open it up, and you know what, I forgot to pull the, hold on. Okay, so you have to push in your tractor brake. In order to make the little, whatever thing is called, the little pin, to make it move and actually weigh. So that's what I have forgot to do. So, okay, here's the right weight. So what you do is this little red lever, you pull it out, and if you can see that that's slowly moving, well, it moved just a little bit. I'm way, like I said, I'm way underweight. Normally you want to make sure that it's not over here in the red if you're at exactly 34, but sliding the tandems back and forth changes how much weight is sitting on these back axles and how much weight is sitting on your front axles up there, wherever you're up there. So depending on what your weight is like, you slide them either back or forward to get your weight even and make sure you're not overweight on either set of axles. If you have your axles all the way up, it makes you turn sharper turns. So a lot of people like driving with them all the way forward, because like if you're at a light or at a stop sign or something, have to make a right turn, you don't have to come out into the street and turn as wide because your axles are up. You know, they're tighter in, so you have less space that you have to cover. But for backing purposes, you make sharper turns going in reverse if your axles are slid all the way to the back. So sometimes if you're trying to back into a tight spot, it might be easier for you before you actually start trying to weave and stuff into the spot to slide your tandems all the way to the rear, and it'll make it easier for you to maneuver into those tight spaces. So that's just a heads up for anybody who gets into a tight spot and has problems. Throw my tissue in the garbage. But yeah, so that is how you slide your tandems. That's how you check your weight. And I think that's everything. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'm gonna head to a truck stop and get some rest. Have a great day, guys. Happy Sunday, and I'll talk to you later.